Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'll be showing you how you can use your Yealink T5 series IP phones. This is a beginner user tutorial on how you can place calls on these phones, receive calls, manage conference calls, transfer calls, and other functions found in a corporate phone system on these Yealink phones. The model I have in front of me is a Yealink T58A IP phone. However, the steps may be shown in this video may be similar or exact to other models in the T5 series. Let's begin. Firstly, you have a large liquid crystal display or LCD screen that has touchscreen capabilities. I keep knocking the handset over. You then have your handset or speakerphone, your function keys, volume rocker, and keypad, along with speakerphone. Let's go over the basics of the physical buttons. First, you have your keypad. You also have the pound button, which can be used as the send or complete the call key. That might be changed by your system administrator, and we'll demonstrate that shortly. Over here, you have a hold button. This is used to put the call on hold. You have a transfer button, which is used when you're on a call to transfer the caller to another extension. If you press this while the phone is in an idle state, you'll be brought over to the forward menu, where you can set up a always forward or forwarding rules for your phone. Consult with your IT department for more information on that feature. You also have a voicemail button. This voicemail button acts as a speed dial to your voicemail box. Pressing on it should bring you to your voicemail.
You have no messages.
Please note that your voicemail code may not be set up on your phone. This button is set up by your system administrator, and if it is not configured, if you press the button, it will not bring you to your voicemail box. Instead, it will bring you to a menu that will prompt you to type in your voicemail code. Now, what this means is that it will need it will basically need the number that you use to access your voicemail. So, for example, on free PBX, which is what this phone is registered to, you see that it dials star 97. Now, that's the code for voicemail on free PBX. Although it may differ from system to system. For example, on 3CX, if it's set up as a four-digit extension system, the voicemail code would be 9999. If you don't know your voicemail code, contact your system administrator. They'll give you the code, and then you can program it into your phone. Or the sysadmin may have already configured it for you. Moving on, you have your volume rocker. This is used to adjust the volume of the speakerphone or the handset or the headset volume during a call. When the phone is in an idle state, it will adjust the volume of the ringer. Over here, you have your headset button. This is used to toggle the phone between speakerphone/handset mode to headset mode, so then it defaults to your connected headset when you're making calls or receiving calls. You have a microphone mute button. This is used to mute your microphone when you're on a call. You also have your redial button. This is used to redial call. If you press the button once, it will bring up the history of your placed calls. If you press it twice, it will redial the last number you called. Finally, below, you have your speakerphone button. Now we're going to go over the interface on this phone. Please note that the interface may differ from other Yealink T5 series phones, as this is running a different version of Android, and a lot of these phones, they have different interfaces, but the steps should be similar or the same. On the side here, you'll see 3 buttons. You'll see a phone handset icon, a contacts, a person icon, and a handset with arrows icon. This button will open up the default line. This button will open up your contacts, so I could bring up the local directory or the remote phone book, and then we can see all the contacts in my remote phone book. Remote phone book will be set up by your system administrator. Local directory is basically your own personal directory directly on the phone and shared nowhere else. And block list basically allows you to block numbers. Please note that the directories function from this key is controlled by your system administrator. Finally, this last button is basically just a history for your calls. You can see all your local calls here, your missed calls, your placed calls, your received calls, and your forwarded calls. On the bottom, you'll see the iconic 3 Android apps. This is your back button. This is your home button, bringing you back to the home screen. And then this is your open apps button. On the right, you will have your DSS keys or line keys. For example, here I have the first key programmed as my line button, the next key programmed as a speed dial to reception services, and then all the others are blank. You can also add one by pressing the plus icon, or you can press this expand button to reveal a bunch more spots for more keys. So this is good as a receptionist phone. Again, please note that these keys are controlled by your system administrator. However, they may allow you to customize it as well. If you swipe over, you'll see some other apps such as Settings, File Manager, Message. This is for voicemail, email, calendar, camera, and other apps. We will not be focusing on most of these as they are not critical to the operation of the phone. Now, let's dive into how you can make calls. It's very simple. There are multiple ways you can make calls. It might be confusing. However, the easiest way to make a call is simply dial it out and just lift the handset. You can also just dial the number, press pound to send it. Again, that key might be different depending on your system administrator. You can just dial the number you want, press the on-screen send button. You can press the number. You can press the speakerphone button. There's a lot of ways you can make calls, but it's pretty simple, straightforward. Just dial your number and press send. For example, I'm connected to the voicemail. Now we're going to do a demonstration of transferring calls. So let's dial the echo test, for example.
You are about to enter an echo test.
All right, testing. All right. So this phone does support video, so it will attempt to display video. However, if it can't find a video source, you'll just get this icon. Now we're going to actually go over soft keys before we dive into transferring. So you have transfer, the transfer soft key. It's also available down here. You have your hold soft key, again, available down there. Conference soft key, and end call. So these are your soft keys. They change depending on the state of the phone. So let's talk about, before I do transferring, I'm going to show you how easy it is to put a call on hold. To put a call on hold, just press the hold button. You'll see a pause icon. That means the call's on hold. Press it again to resume. You can also use this button right here. To make multiple calls, let's say I put this call on hold and I want to make another call, let's say to reception services. I can press new call, type in reception services. I'm actually not going to call them. Let's just do another call to echo test.
You are about to enter an echo.
And you will now notice that we have 2 calls right here. It also says 2 calls down there. So you can always swap it in between, or you can press the swap button. So we're on this lower line, now we're up here, now we're down here, now we're up here. You know, again, you can use the swap button as well. There are many ways you can do it. You can also do a conference call, but before that, we're going to dive into transferring now. So to transfer, let's say I want to transfer, actually, let me see here. So we're gonna, okay, so I'm gonna call my demo extension, so 99991. All right, so we see our incoming call here. I'm gonna accept this with video, actually. Hello. Check. I'll put that call on hold. Actually, I'm put this call on hold. Okay, so the call's on hold. Now let's say we want to transfer this person, right? So what we would do is basically you don't need to press hold to transfer. Oh my gosh. So to transfer, you simply press the transfer key or transfer soft key. Here's an easy way to remember it from the series The Office. When the guide shows Kevin how to transfer a call, you do transfer, extension, transfer. So transfer, extension, transfer. The call has been transferred to the mailbox, which is what I said. Now, what I just demonstrated was a blind transfer, right? So basically, there are two types of transfers. Blind transfer, and attended transfer. Blind transfer is when you immediately send the call to the destination and it's off your phone. Attended transfer is when you call the destination, talk to them, verify that they're able to take this transferred call, and then you connect the call over, and then you're out of the equation. I'm going to demonstrate a attended transfer now. So, let's see here. So, let's say I'm trying to transfer this person, star 97, to my demo account.
You have no messages. Press 2 to
Actually, I'm
change.
going to do echo test, so I don't need to hear that yapping. All right. So I'm going to mute that. So let's do an attended transfer now. So I'm going to press transfer, or you can use the soft key. I'll use soft key for this one. Transfer. I'm going to dial my number, 99991, right? And then we're going to press transfer. Now notice when I press transfer, it asks send or transfer. You're going to want to press send to, and that's basically just going to call them. If you just press transfer, extension, and transfer using this physical key right here, it's going to default to a blind transfer. You have to use the soft key on the phone itself. Okay? So I think it just default. The call timed out. Don't worry about that. But we're going to demonstrate that.
You are about to enter an echo.
If I use this button, if I use the physical button, if I just do that. Okay, it's not going to let me transfer one of those numbers, but you get the gist. It's going to do a blind transfer. But if I do let's see here. If I do a attended transfer, so use this, transfer 99991. Instead of pressing this button, I'm going to press this button, press send. It's going to call this phone. Hello, can you take this call? Yes, I can. All right, I'm transferring him now. I'm going to go ahead and then I'm going to press transfer. Hello. Check. Testing. All right. So that call, I just transferred the echo test to that call, that phone now. So that is the difference between blind and attended transfer. I'm sorry that was a bit confusing the way I was doing it. But basically, again, blind transfer, immediately sending the call away. Attended transfer, consulting with the other party, seeing if they can accept the call, then transferring. Also, this button, your system administrator may have set it to be default to blind transfer, which it typically is, or it might be defaulted to a attended transfer. It's also called a warm transfer sometimes. So yeah, the type of transfer might be different on this key depending on how your phone is set up. Now we're going to dive into how can we receive calls. So let's do a demonstration here. So I'm going to dial my extension if I can get the keypad to work. All right, so we have a call here. So we have 4 options. Answer, which answers the call. Forward, which forwards the call to another extension. Silence, just silences the ringer. And reject. We're going to do answer. All right, so I'm going to put that on hold as well. Oh, and just ended the call. But basically, that's how you just answer the call. You can press answer on the key right there. I'm going to do this again for you guys. So you can press answer there. You can press the speakerphone. You can press the headset button, or you can pick up the phone right here. Hello, hello, hello. Check, check, check. Test, test, test. Working properly. And then you'll notice here, if you press this, it minimizes your call window. So yeah, and it tells you how many calls you have. And to hang up, you just hang up the handset or you press the button there. So it's really simple to receive calls. One, you just pick up the handset, or if I want to answer on speakerphone right there, or press answer. Now let's look into conference calling. So let's say I'm going to do a conference now. So it's conference in 99991, my demo account. Mute that. And let's say I want to conference in another guy. Let's say he's the voicemail box. All right, I'm just using these feature codes for testing, for demo. So let's say I want to conference in the next person. So I'm press conference. The other person's going to hear hold music as the call's on hold. Let's say I want to conference in this person. Conference.
You have no messages.
Press conference
2
again.
to change folders.
And now we're all in the conference. And you can see right here, we're also in the conference. So that's nice. So you can see there's myself, local, there's the demo account, and then there's the voicemail. If we want to add another person, we can press conference again. Let's say we conference in the echo test. We press conference again. And now we're all in the conference. And then let's say I want to split it all up again. I'm going to press split. And now they're all in separate calls. I'm going to go ahead and end each of these calls. And yeah. So that is practically the basics of these phones. Now I'm going to go into some further features that this phone does have to offer. So, but this function is not really vital to the operation of this phone. We'll make this the next one, right? So if you click here, this is your phone book. If you want to add an entry, you can do so to your local directory by just pressing the plus icon, typing the name, hello, office number 562, 78. These are not real numbers, by the way. 777. Account. You can select what line you want this call to be made on when you call this contact. If you want them to have a distinct ringer, a photo, etc. For more options, you can swipe down. You can adjust the brightness on this. You can set up, check Wi-Fi capabilities and Bluetooth. You can turn on Bluetooth and connect this to your phone to make calls from your mobile number. Please note that it all depends on the model of the phone, if it's built in or you need a dongle. For this version, I don't need a dongle, it's built in. You can also forward call, set up auto answer, put your phone on silent. See your notifications here as well. Missed calls, voicemail forwarded. For settings, you can swipe down, click settings, or you can swipe to the right and click settings there, which will bring you to this home screen. Let me just, yeah, so this settings spot, you can set up some other stuff here. And for advanced settings, you can go to put in your admin password for that. That's controlled by your sysadmin though. You also have your file manager, so you can plug in a USB stick to the back of the phone. I actually use the built-in web browser to download a photo. You can just download a photo onto a flash drive, plug it into the back of the phone, and move it to the internal phone storage. So I downloaded this photo of West Palm Beach. It's a pretty nice photo. It's my home city, actually. And I set this as the wallpaper. You could do so by just pressing these three dots and set picture as, and set wallpaper right there. All right. So, yep. And then again, yeah, this is history, all of that. So yeah, that's really the basics of this phone. If you have any questions regarding the operation of this phone, feel free to let me know in the comments. I'll try to answer you as fast as possible. However, I do recommend that you do reach out to your company's IT department or system administrator, as they may be able to provide better help than me and faster help, as all of these phones are configured differently depending on the system your company goes with and how they set it up. So thank you for watching. If this video was helpful to you, please feel free to put that like button. And yeah, and if you are an enthusiast in VoIP phones, please feel free to check out my channel where I have a bunch of other VoIP content. Thank you for watching. Again, have questions, feel free to leave a comment below, and have a great day.